Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Dissonant Waves, episode 195. Ritz and Trix are
Oh
here.
yeah.
Somehow against the fucking odds.
Ritz is on assignment, but he has graced us with his presence.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have caused a bit of a delay of this episode's recording by a couple of hours, which could have been worse, could have been better.
Yes.
If I sound like shit, well, get ready for it. It's going to sound like that for the next 2 episodes.
Amazing.
All right.
And Trix, you are present and accounted for.
I'm alive. I worked. This is me coming off the tail end of a 60-hour work week.
And I'm just here. I'm vibing. We have a lot to talk about
Yeah,
this.
we're all...
We had a mini-sode last week, and so naturally the episode coming back is expanded more than usual. Me, I had a menagerie, a five-hand poker, if you will, of EPs. The four-way split between Aren't We Amphibians, Awake But Still in Bed, California Cousins, In Your Arms of My Cocoon. The Your Arms of My Cocoon Start Today's Sessions live EP. Hey I Love You's, I don't know, sad face EP, or it's like P.S.S.U.S.S.P for whatever reason.
My favorite PSP emulator.
And they're a little friend group from Howl single EP. And then lastly, rookie cards for Ryan EP. Trix, you did Phoneboy's Heartbreak Designer, Viagra Boys, viagr aboys, and Pigs, Death Hilarious. And lastly, Ritz, you chose Red Hills, Where's Randy, and Floodlights Underneath.
Yeah, and I should point out the reason why I sound a bit different as well, and there's going to be a bit of context for where my mind is at on this episode. So about 12 hours ago, I woke up this morning thinking that I would be recording in my own bed, or my own study, but no, I got the message that said, come down to Melbourne for work, and they have stuck me right into a accommodation. I got off the plane quite fucking recently. I only just had dinner then, which is some crappy fast food. And now I'm opening some Pokemon cards that I picked up in a vending machine right outside the KFC at Southern Cross Station.
Any hits yet?
I still had my hat on, and I didn't even realize. That's how fucking tired I am.
Turn on the camera and open a pack right now.
I'll do that. I'm in my fucking PJs, and my dick comes out on the stream. Let's see, is this camera gonna fucking work?
Ritz, or Domino, you're recording video, right?
I can try to record video. Hold on.
Maybe I'll look cooler with a fucking hat on. My hair looks munted at the moment. Yeah, tired day.
Your dick's not even in frame, so don't worry about that.
No, but these pants are some cute doggy pants. You got them. Shout out, my beautiful fiance. It got me these a long time ago, and hey, what doggies are cute. This is what we got. We got the whatever this is. It's all in Japanese. This is a 1 booster pack of it, and this is like 3 booster packs.
Okay.
Okay.
I've learned a fun fact about Pokemon cards in Japan. It's actually a good indicator of how bad their economy is going. Because the fact is that they only have 5 cards in these because they needed to make them cheaper so people would buy them. Yep. And they're notoriously kind of hard to open. Let's see if I can even tell what I've got in this. Probably the worst way of opening this, but whatever. You know all those like hackers that go like, oh, here's what it is, and they go, yeah, I don't know any of these fucking Pokemon names by heart.
It's like
Trix, you know what this is?
Trimeco or something?
No, it's not Charmeco.
No. It's like Gen 8 Beyond.
Ghostly or something?
Oh, I reckon this one.
That's
This is like a Pansage or something, or Pansear.
Gen 8 starter. Yeah, Pansear.
Infernape's pre-evolution, yes?
Oh, hell yeah,
No.
we got some swords.
That's the sword and
Duo
shield
Edge
guy.
from Gen 6.
Okay. Ambipom?
Oh, I recognize this one.
Ambipom.
Yeah, Ambipom.
Guy.
And
Some guy.
A professor,
I call this.
likely.
I think we should recognize it by his actual name, Queerbait.
Okay.
And that's where we're at. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Unsurprisingly, if I get absolutely nothing from these, I am just going to give them to some kids.
The best option.
Thankfully, a lot of co-workers will probably have kids who will want random shit.
And hopefully that goes smoothly in the end.
All right.
Anyway, where do we want to start?
Good question. We have 10 things to touch today.
We do. That's a
Well,
lot.
how about we just start with the very quick ones, and that's Dominic's picks.
Yeah, let's go in chronological order. Let's do so. The reason I chose it this way is that for whatever reason, the For Ryan EP is not only like the most famous work by Rookie Card, it's also one of their later works, one of their last works, and ties kind of directly into like, oh, this band just kind of became Hey, I Love You.
Yeah.
So it's not. I think they had like a mini album after this, but For Ryan is like the thing you always see as like, you know, listed underneath whatever other fifth wave emo thing you got going on.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
This is one of those fun ones to talk about because it is a full release, but it is 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it's 4 minutes.
Almost 5.
All right.
Oh
4
God,
minutes,
yeah.
43 seconds.
Well, how many tracks did you all listen to? Because there's 5 tracks.
3. There's 3.
On Spotify, the official is free.
That's I said during the recording last time that the Bandcamp has the full thing.
Oh yeah.
And I told you 12 hours ago I expected to be in my study, but hey, life doesn't turn out the way you planned it.
That's fair. So what did y'all listen to? I'm guessing intro.
Close parentheses, Stairway to Heaven Part 2, and I'm the Earth, bitches.
Interesting. Okay, so you definitely missed out on the last song, which is called For Ryan, which is the not only the titular song, but it actually harkens back to the very beginning of the EP, which is the classic. Just we're gonna put a Midwest emo guitar on some Family Guy quotes.
No, that's not on streaming.
Yeah, so intro is just like Brian talking about killing himself and Stu being like, yo, I'm going to miss you if you do that. And then it loops back around to Stewie asking Brian to read to him.
Well, that's a way to end something.
It's kind of cute and effective for being like just Family Guy. But yeah, this is for some reason there. The other EP that we used to do, House That Sat Silent and a Star Near the End of Its Life, came after this. And a couple of things came after this, but and of course there's a siren now. Fuck you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt bad for opening a Pokemon card pack again, but I'm not the loudest thing at the moment.
God damn it! Shut the fuck up! It's 6 a.m. Anyway.
Oh, I got a Holo Halucha.
So yeah, this is for whatever version I was listened to. It's an interesting little thing.
Yeah,
I mean, you can definitely see how the scene has kind of gone with this album.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments that only go for like a couple seconds at most, really. But you kind of do that whole like, oh shit, I've heard that kind of thing, like the good old singing saw happening on it.
Yep, there's some singing saw. I definitely recognize the vocals being the same vocals as that you would hear on Hey I Love You.
Oh yeah.
Just a little rougher, a little more raw because this is like a fifth wave emo act like through and through, where Hey I Love You is like more of a chiptune emo kind of collaboration thrown together kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like this is fun. I don't know. When stuff gets this short, And I mean, it's not like this does only one thing.
We've
for
already
4 months
talked
as
for
well.
longer than the EP is on Spotify.
Yeah, that's helped by the fact that I was opening Pokemon cards and the siren went in the background. But still, it's something that's short. It's hard to really like kind of go and say like, oh, this is how much it does. It's like, well, short songs, it does still do quite a bit in these songs. It doesn't feel like they're just trying to go repetitive. It feels like they're trying to make each second kind of its own thing, which is cool. But
Yeah.
you're also now judging it to a lot of stuff this week, which goes for longer, and it's a lot more taken, and therefore a lot more to dissect. And that's kind of what screws it over this week.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think a lot of it does have to do with the Family Guy quotes somehow. But like the band camp is like blown out with just supporters after supporters. It is somehow something about it has made it like a standout for people. You know, up there with like your Arms and My
Yes.
Cocoon's initial EP. You know, Home is Where stuff. And people are talking about like how did
I
Rookie
think
Card
it's
made
just
me
'cause
cry
it's
along
part
the
of this
Family
whole-
Guy.
Yeah, I think it's also because it's this whole like DIY movement that came around that time.
Yeah.
It feels weird to say that time, but it's 2020.
Yeah, January 2020. So like that pre-COVID little window of time.
Yes.
But yeah, it's
It's
cute.
a good EP.
It is.
And yeah, so this is being January, we can kind of just then look to Hey I Love You and their first EP then being like April of 2021. So a little over February 2021. So like just over a year later.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when everything came out. When did what's it called? The Psychokinetic Love Song. When did that come out? Was that 22 or 24?
2022.
April of 22.
What's that? Damn.
Internet Breath came out in April of
This is,
21.
Okay. Okay, well, are we moving just straight on to Hey I Love You then?
I mean, I think so. I mean, it's kind of the same band. It's kind of different, but it's the same. The spirit's being carried along, I suppose. I could say.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Well, easy take on P.S.S.U.S.S.P. This is the weakest "Hey, I Love You" effort.
Oh, I disagree. I quite like
I
this.
love this.
I don't hate it, but it's like I just everything that they've done is more properly fleshed out, and I feel like more interesting on their other releases. Like, yeah, it's still good,
According
especially-
to just an aside to clear something up. According to the Bandcamp, this was actually the first "Hey I Love You."
Yeah.
Yes, it's different on streaming,
Oh, really?
at least on YouTube
No,
Music.
this is on Spotify. P.S.S.U.S.P. is first.
Digital Lung is first on mine,
Interesting. Yeah, that came out the month after.
but I'm also
No,
on
yeah,
YouTube
digitallung.exe
Music.
is, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because
So,
that's a single
yeah.
from Internet Breath.
Yes.
And like I remember when we listened to Internet Breath, I wasn't a huge fan of it.
And I was.
I mean, and then
I
it's like,
was too, if I'm remembering.
but this one I dug way more than Internet Breath. Like this has the
Well,
combination.
I feel like Internet Breath. Yeah, I feel like Internet Breath is a lot more chiptune than this one is, and I feel like Internet Breath really kind of more solidifies what their sound is. Whilst this is a bit too. The same with Psychokinetic Love Songs. It doesn't have that same hit because it's a bit too clean.
Mm-hmm.
And Second Kind of Love Songs was the album I preferred over Hey I Love You, and you liked Hey I Love You more.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is the Dissonant, at least Dissonant Waves.
Yeah.
I like the clean but still chiptuney, more expansive, and you're very much into like the other end of that spectrum.
I like them when they get weird with it.
I mean, I think this is still pretty weird. Like, you know, they have the sad acoustic song, which I thought was really nice. Sorry is a great opener.
Compared to everything else that's out there, but
I quite liked Fleshy Monsters.
Cover the rest of their work.
Yeah, I mean, this brings us to being like caught up with "Hey, I Love You," which is nice. And then
Yeah.
they themselves have spun off again into another band, Flyover States, which we've also covered.
Yes.
So we're kind of just seeing this little group of people expand over 3 different iterations, which is really cool.
Yeah. It's really fun always looking back at Hey I Love You because I forget I enjoy them.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I'm not always like searching out Hey I Love You, but whenever I'm listening to them, I'm like, oh yeah, I like Hey I Love You.
and like just another band that got really swept up in that early like COVID. Oh man, this emo stuff was really hitting,
Yeah.
and I think that propelled them pretty easily to like, okay, we have these 2 EPs coming out in 2021. 2022, they hit the ground running with an album, then Friend Group from Hell, and then they have Hey I Love You last year. So like, they've developed relatively quickly.
Yes.
It just helps that they've had like other experiences to kind of like draw on and like release to like kind of get them to that point more than like a band just starting out normally would.
Yeah.
Also, I've searched up the price of that Horlocha Holo. Yeah, it's a beautiful $2.60 Australian.
Ooh.
Hell yeah. That's like a dollar American.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. If it's PSA 10, it's worth $57, which I doubt it is.
Well, time to go gambling and get it slabbed up.
Let's go gambling. I can't stop winning.
Oh dang it.
Oh, dang it.
There's a quote on the Bandcamp. Someone says, the only bedroom style besides the guitar fight from Fooly Cooly that just fucking rips. Great stuff, still relevant.
Going for pack 3, what do you reckon we're getting in this one?
Shiny Chimchar.
Best I can do is a muck. Sorry, it's a grinder, not even a muck. A Fido, some random goat. Ooh, whatever the evolution of Breezel is, and some drink.
He was gonna have some twink.
I feel like
Oh,
Pokemon is
Professor Drink.
mostly some twink.
Yeah,
Another installment of Queerbait.
yeah, finally. You ever seen that a video which is son, we need to talk about your Pokemon? It's just like, hey, this one's just a man. It's like, nah, he has a tail and it looks like anal beads.
It's always weird that Ash's mom fed Mr. Mime on the floor out of a dog bowl.
Yeah, that's exactly how I want to be treated.
You always wonder what happened to Ash's dad.
I feel like
think we
all
know
of the
what happened to
Pokemon
Ash's dad.
gym leaders became gay after Gen 6. I can't explain it.
They became more
I think
gay?
they always had a little...
More gay.
That's surprising.
I'm convinced Brock is like a closet, like, pansexual at least.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's down to fuck anything, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Brock the bed.
And you just have classics like Sabrina and Erica that are just clearly lesbian icons.
Yeah.
Alright,
That
yeah,
being
it's a
said,
good EP.
Whitney's milk tank is definitely calling you the F slur the entire time.
I don't really have a favorite or least favorite from this EP, to be quite honest. It's a real come and go for me compared to the rest of the discography.
That's fair.
I'll shout
It's still
out
fine.
Fleshy Monsters.
I really like Sorry and Sad Acoustic Song. Goodbye Goodbye is a nice little ending too. It really, I think the 5 songs that are here kind of give them a good initial diverse offering. You know, they're not all like amazing. And like even the interlude has like a nice chiptune guitar going on. I don't know, it's just like nice.
Yeah.
Because then we go to Friend Group from Hell, which is like, I don't know, technically a year later, but almost 2 years later, really.
And Friend Group from Hell is one of their best songs.
Yeah.
3-2-1 Starve and Friend Group for Hell are like amazing to figure that they came from the same band that this other stuff did. Like, it's 2 songs, it's basically a single, but God, did they go hard.
Yeah.
You got the stomach book
Yeah.
art.
Came
and-
out December 2022 from memory.
Yep, December 2022.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because I'm pretty sure Friend Group from Hell was like in my 30s or 40s for top 100 songs in 2023.
And like
And it deserved that place.
yeah, there's like they just go for like reggae at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when there's still drums or whatever they come in, it's so it's kind of funny, but it's like it doesn't ruin the vibe. It just continues it on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that wonderful thing that some bands can do where they just kind of tack on like another kind of genre, but they make it flow well enough that it's like, yeah, this is cool. I dig this. I vibe this.
Fuck it, yeah, send it.
But then even then, like 3, 2, 1 Starve, like gets really like heavy, like kind of metal, intense, and like I'm all for that too. Like I can see why flyover states exists to kind of like bring that forward, but like it's back to the same question of like, why can't everything just be Hey I Love You? Why can't everything just be Rookie Card? Why can't everything just be Green Day? Why do we need all these other band names?
Trix, Dominic, will I get a hit from these last 5 cards?
You're gonna get a Team Rocket Giovanni card in there somewhere.
No, it's on this one.
I'm betting money on a Leaf Energy.
I haven't gotten a single energy card, but you know what I did get? I got Muck. I got a Grimer and a Muck. We got one holo out of all 20 cards. Yeah, so that's a rough one. It only cost me $19. Not that much of a gamble.
You know, for 5 cards in the pack, I think what they were kind of excluding for you guys is the energy cards.
Oh yeah, I think you can still get them in Japan. Maybe you have to get them in a different way. I'm not too sure. All I know is I've got 19 cards that I'm going to give to a random kid.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I've been thinking about buying a bunch of bulk energy cards though, and just drawing on them and leaving them all over my city.
Oh yeah, you can get like a bunch of cheap cards for pretty cheap, and people.
Yeah, you can get like
because you bought a repack for $5. What do you think we're gonna get out of it?
Yeah, you can. I looked into it. You can get like 1,000 energy cards of like random types for like $50. I want to say.
It's just a matter then of like leaving them places that make sense. Like all the like electric bikes get energy, lightning energy.
We do have a lot of electric bikes because we have a bike share system.
Whenever you see puddles, you put a water energy in the puddle.
Well, I mean, the beautiful thing about work sending me down is that all my food and everything's going to be work comped. So I have the money for getting a couple Pokemon cards.
Ooh, that's nice.
Treat yourself to a nice steak dinner too.
I don't think I get that much money on work comp.
Rip.
Yeah. Also, I won't be able to see gigs on work comp.
Damn.
Yeah, damn.
I guess everything's a winner, but still.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you. That's all of the hey, I love you.
Hey, I love you. Hey, I love you.
Yeah, I like this band. I think these two little things kind of fleshed them out even better. They kind of show off the diversity of the band. And again, you know, Hey Ryan's a January 2020, and you know this is a December 2022 Friend Group from Hell. So within like 3 year span almost, they have such a diverse amount of like songs from relatively the same group. It's amazing to see them kind of just get bigger and do more things.
Yeah.
I would say overall, Friend Group from Hell is the strongest, just because both songs I think are great. For Ryan's probably the weakest, because I think my favorite from that is the For Ryan song that none of you listened to. And then P.S.S.U.S.S.P is a nice little middle ground.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree.
I agree too.
Then we take a year off. We skip 2023, and we go to 2024, where Your Arms My Cocoon recorded in New Zealand to start today's sessions, which this time you had to listen to the Spotify or the YouTube music version, because I believe that has all 4 tracks, where Bandcamp only has 3.
It did. Yep.
So this time Muffled Beneath the Sounds of the Ocean from Death of a Rabbit is gone, but you still have in October 2019 Metamorphosis and Snowy. And
Well, I listened to the version with all four, so you can't fight me this time.
I did too.
yeah, did you either of you see the video versions?
No.
No, I did not have the time.
That's fair. But Trix, I mean, you've not seen Yours My Cocoon live. We've seen Tyler. We've all seen Tyler, but
Yes.
Ritz and I have seen them live, and I think this is a pretty good representation.
All right.
Because they do some cool stuff. They bring in the saxophone, and Metamorphosis just completely goes the fuck off, and like pretty much just like revitalizing the whole composition and making it really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the mic drop.
Good
not my
shit.
hat open.
Oh yeah, like it just emphasizes the lyrics. It emphasizes like how the song just works as a whole. Like the fantastic thing about seeing Arms My Cocoon live is just like the EP is the EP from 2020, and then to hear how those songs can get taken and just like worked and become live is just amazing. Because on one hand you're like, I can't see how this becomes that, but then you can just hear it.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing, I'm like, wow, the vision was there the entire time.
I'll have if Your Arms Are My Cocoon comes close to where I live, I'll have to go see them.
I mean, they're gonna be touring again.
I mean, I showed you the Oolong show with Cash Only Tonys and Doris.
Yeah, but that's in Manhattan, and that's going 4 hours out of my way, and having to deal with the city.
Yeah.
Your issue.
Would it be easier if they were playing in another state at this point?
Honestly, it's easier for me to go to Philadelphia for shows than it is for me to go to New York City.
I can believe that.
Yeah, because they just announced another Asian tour, Australian tour at the end of it.
I probably cannot catch them in Asia.
Unfortunately. I mean, then after that they're going to Ontario.
They just
Worst case, Ontario.
checking. They are playing Doris on their tour. Are playing Philadelphia.
Ooh.
They're playing
Ooh,
a place called
maybe.
Club Hill on July 3rd.
It depends. I'm kind of in the busiest possible season for work right now. Like this current week that we're on, I'm already scheduled 50 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
Yes. I do not have a life in the summer.
That is a very unfortunate skill issue.
Hey, in the winter, I get all the fucking time in the world, and in the winter, you're gonna catch me on a beach somewhere sipping a Mai Tai.
At least you're able to listen to things.
Yeah.
That's the part that matters.
Yep.
But no, this fucking live EP is super rad. I really just love seeing the band just go off. I've seen them a few times now live. I think they're just amazing.
And you basically said everything that I would say, so I've got nothing else to add on to that.
Hold up. I'm responding to work texts at fucking 7:40 in the morning. Give me a minute.
No, you can't come in right now. You're literally recording something.
I'm not going in, but I might have to deal with a catering tonight, which fucking fine. All right. I'll get tips for it at least.
You better.
Hold up. I need to double check my schedule.
I will say, if you ever get the chance, anyone listening, Ducey got the video version of this live set because it is really, really something. In the same way that we talked about Trix and I covering Bullet in the Bible for Green Day, and just seeing the context in which Billy Joe is on stage, and how he sings these songs, and like the things that he does while he's singing these songs. It's interesting to see Tyler do what he does during these songs.
Yes.
Like Tyler's shirt comes off. There's just like moments of just like kneeling over the microphone and like really shredding guitars and all this cool fucking shit. It's like, hell yeah. Fucking get it.
Yep.
But yeah, Metamorphosis is really like the fucking like, yeah, like you said, the mic drop. Everything else is really cool, but that's like the moment.
Yeah. And so it was live as well, both times as well. So, getting back up off the couch.
Oh yeah.
Anything else to say about it?
Quick live EP.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Right, and let's quickly finish here off with the little B-sides split we have.
Fourway split. It's a nice.
Oh yeah.
I think the opening, Aren't We Amphibians, Country Mac, is really nice. That little twangy intro is really, really iconic, I think, already for me.
Another It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it is.
You just can't get away from it.
awakebutstillinbed did a AMA on Instagram quite recently. They were asked about the song, and they said it was a song that they had originally written for something else but couldn't find. Well, like, it was supposed to be another project, but that project basically fell apart. So, yeah, I feel like that probably it says kind of what the split is. It's not like, oh, here's some songs that we thought were crap or anything. It's like, these are songs that weren't really made for anything, so we just added them to a split.
Yeah.
And that's cool. We got a quick little 7 and a bit minutes between the four artists on here. Your Arms doesn't really add that much to the time. It's a 46-second track.
Yeah.
It's another cute little one, but it's probably a bit more OG EP style than it is Death of a Rabbit style.
Yeah, it was made between late 2023 and early 2024, so definitely during Death of a Rabbit, but not like, yeah, it's like a little nice little dash of something.
Yeah, this is as I said, it's a B-sides EP basically.
Mastered by Jack Shirley.
B-sides aren't bad, but
Jack Shirley strikes once again.
All right.
I think he's touched everybody that we've pretty much have been talking about recently. Weekend Run Club, Home is Where, Jeff Rosenstock, Your Arms Are My Cocoon now. He's everywhere. Yeah, I thought this was a nice little thing to cover. It was the early 2025 offering. Though the song with some like expansiveness is the California Cousins one, which is nice, but probably my least favorite still.
Mm-hmm.
My theory with Awake But Still in Bed, me liking the EP stuff they do versus the album, still rings true here.
All right.
I will agree with the least favorite being the California Cousins one. Favorite's probably actually the Awake But Still in Bed one. Yeah, it's a cute little EP. It's kind of like the first introduction into California Cousins and We Are Amphibians, and there are alright introductions, even if one was my least favorite from this. Yeah, there's not really much else you can say because I feel like it's all kind of sounds that have been covered in the other stuff we just listened to.
Yeah, I like the Aren't We Amphibians. Yeah, so that's my poker hand. We got through it all. And I think the natural thing to go to next will be your counter hand, Ritz, with your EP. Where's Randy?
Yeah, where's Randy? So Red Hill. I think my friend just like found this band and seen them a couple times, and then I added it to a playlist. So I figured, hey, yeah, I'll go cover this. And yeah, I feel like it's the same thing we've been saying about all the other EPs. You know, it's not anything that's grabbing as like, oh, best release of the year, but it's cute.
Yeah,
I quite like this. They have a nice little sound going on.
Definitely.
You know,
it's a very kind of slacker indie pop vibe.
Yeah, some like folkiness in there a little bit, or it's just some like. I was around at the Jet City Sports Club a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I don't think it's as poppy, but I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as much poppy as it reads as like the 90s alternative inspirations, I guess, but there's something about it that just feels in that vein, but still very cohesive.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their stuff here. They have a little single release in 2023 that is different, but everything else they've released is pretty much on this EP. So this is still a pretty new band.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with
Gotcha.
the EP launch as well, they put up a bunch of missing posters for Randy.
That makes sense. That's a nice little marketing gimmick that I like. And he's very cute.
Yeah.
Like, look at him.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah, look at Randy.
Yeah.
I sent this to a friend of mine named Randy. He was amused, and then he sent me a song back called "Eat Randy." That was really cool too.
I'll send that back.
There's
Yeah.
when you search "Where's Randy" on YouTube Music,
Yeah.
this single pops up. Hold up, I'm posting it. I have not
Just
listened
to
to
make
it, but
everyone
this is
sad,
what
on their
pops up when you
Spotify
search
bio,
"Hey
the
Randy"
background pic
or "Where's
is
Randy."
a place. On their Spotify artist profile pic or whatever it is, like the backing one on the header. They're playing at a place called the Bearded Lady, and that is just about to close down. So that can make everybody sad.
That is very sad.
Yeah.
The Bearded Lady. Yeah, good. It was a nice little place in Brisbane. Yeah, I mean, I think going into this, only hearing Railroad Lion, I'm not too surprised by what they've had coming on, to the point in which it kind of leads a bias to my favorite of this is the one that I already knew coming in, just because I don't feel like I was too what's the word? I don't feel like there's enough variance in what they were doing to really have other standouts besides what I've heard. It's not to say that every song is the same though.
No, but like it's like one you listen to, you're like, oh, these all sound nice, but that's maybe the one that stands out the most.
Yeah.
Like I know complaints about
Yeah.
Decaf or other songs.
Cute having that little instrumental before the EP closes as well, just to try and tie it. I don't think EPs are ever necessary to try and do that whole kind of flow in between tracks or anything like that, but I find it cute when they try it.
Yeah, like it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good EP. I'd recommend it. Like this kind of indie pop vibe that some bands have going on. This is a lot more slow paced on it. Not to call it like slowcore or anything, because it's far from it, but it's
No.
He likes to take his time being a track. It doesn't like to. It's not grabbing you in any kind of loud ways. It's just really kind of nice, chill listen the whole way through.
Yes, a nice little counterpoint to all the emo.
Yeah, and just because something's a chill listen doesn't mean it's boring. I don't think this EP does that at all. I don't think it has any moments where you kind of go like, I faded out of attention to it. Like there's enough going on in the background, or it's simplistic, yes, in its writing instrumentation wise, but it's still. I'm trying to think of the words to say it. It's not quite catchy in a way, but I guess it's just easy listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cute, and I don't mean that as an insult. It's just a very cute EP.
Cute, but not like cutesy. Just like, this sounds really nice.
No.
This is really like a good aesthetic.
Yeah.
A good little just thing to listen to. It's cute, and it's just like lack of ambition, but still having ambition at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like when we say cute as well, it's not like it's trying to be cute.
Right.
It kind of just is.
No.
But by its own, what's the word I'm looking for? It's fucking too late for me to think of this. It's just the outcome of this. By writing what they've wanted to write, they've ended up making a cute EP.
It makes a good impression. It's like I don't have siblings really, but I'm assuming it's kind of like you meet your siblings' prom date, and they're really nice, and it's like, oh yeah, you're cute, you're nice.
Yeah.
I don't hate you, so go have fun.
Definitely.
Favorite World Lion. Least favorite. I don't really particularly have one, but would probably say Coming Up Blank.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. I will too.
Dominic, what are we doing next?
Well, we're here, so let's just cover Floodlights as well.
Right, so
Okay.
Floodlights, the first time I saw this band, they opened for Black Midi.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's not what I would have expected.
It's the
No.
only time I've seen them as well. But they're selling out shows and stuff, not on the largest venues, but at reasonable sizes. So they're catching on.
You know, I quite like
That's
the
good.
I like the opening. It definitely catches your ear.
Yeah.
And then there are parts of other songs that kind of do the same, but I don't know if anything really hits as strong as the opening.
Yeah, I think this has a similar vibe to, well, not similar vibe, but like a similar kind of story to the Red Hill EP, in which, you know, it basically it shows you what it's doing at the start. It kind of does that same sound the whole way through, and it's a good sound. I
Yeah.
like the sound that Floodlights have going on in here. I think they have quite a bit of emotion coming in through the vocals as well. It's kind of like there's a bit of post-punk to it, but it's way more on the post than it is on the punk.
It was reminding me of some like older acts. Like I got some like Steven Wilson, some David Bowie from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's something about it that
especially the
feels.
vocals.
Yeah, they feel like when we covered Dead Freddy, I was like, oh, this is like a better version of what that's trying to do.
Yeah.
Dead Freddy was a long time ago. Fuck if I can even remember that.
It was only last year.
But yeah, I mean,
Oh.
Like
I
they're
think a good way to explain this kind of album, you know, I'm not too disagreeing with you really though on the whole. Like, yeah, it kind of starts off strong and then just kind of middles out for a lot of it.
like I see one person
Not
on
full in
Bandcamp
agreement with that,
here.
but like,
One Bandcamp person who really likes it, calling them the heirs to Midnight Oil.
I disagree with that. I think there's
Yeah.
a bit of different sounds going on in that. But I also haven't delved deep into the lyrics on this album to know if this is like political or not. It seemed a bit more like, I guess, depressive than it did political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when you have a song on here called "The Light Won't Shine Forever," that could mean anything, obviously, or "Melancholy Cave," or "Alive, I Want to Feel." So it probably is a bit more into that kind of style than it is anything political that Midnight Oil was more known for.
Light Won't Shine Forever was a pretty good track, I would say. I mean, it reminded me of the Smiths in a way, but
Yeah.
I think the Smiths is probably a better band to kind of compare this to be honest. Except I don't think the lead singer of this band's a giant douchebag.
I hope not.
Yeah. Let's hope not.
I mean, it's hard to reach Morrissey. You have to intentionally try to reach Morrissey levels.
I mean, yeah, Morrissey's basically just another J.K. Rowling type at this point. People fucking love the work, but it's getting harder and harder to be like, yeah, separate the art from the artist.
It feels good to know that I never liked J.K. Rowling's work.
All can't be.
I tried rereading Harry Potter as an adult, and I could not get past the first book.
Yeah, they were important things to me as a
great,
kid, but you know, I am okay moving on from that.
It's a good joke you can do. It's like you like J.K. Rowling? Did you know she's a transphobe? I just go, oh, you like J.K.
That being
Rowling?
said,
Wow,
I've been
she just
meaning to do some
sucks.
Amazon fraud to get Legacy. The Black Mold is telling her to hate trans women.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go on a full fucking rant about the whole England transgender ruling that she helped fund lobby and campaigns to specifically get it that way.
I mean, I think from what I've been seeing, it definitely changed the way people view the Labour Party in the UK. So
yeah,
especially because I'll be curious how things progress from there.
Yeah,
definitely.
This album, meanwhile, yeah, like Melancholy Cave was pretty cool. I like Joy, you know, Light Won't Shine Forever. There are definitely a number of songs that do stand out in a way, but I do feel like it's another one of like, hey, the quality is consistent, but also kind of makes it run together.
To put out the most pretentious kind of review I can as well, though, there's like the song Buoyant felt like very on the nose, just kind of structurally as a song. Now that nobody knows what the fuck I mean by that, I am out of here. But I felt like, if you go into this album and you kind of, the way that we're hearing this kind of like slow, kind of old post-punky way of songwriting and stuff like that, I feel like a song like Buoyant you would kind of expect, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not to say it's a bad song or anything like that. I don't think there's a bad moment on this, so I think there is a bit, again, compared to the rest, middling moments on this, and I feel like the progression on this album is a little too slow to justify its runtime.
Yeah. 11 songs, and they're all over 3 minutes long, is definitely a commitment in some ways.
Yeah.
That being said, it's still quite easy to kind of go to the start and finish off this album. I don't think there's moments that drag or anything like that. It feels weird to say, like a progressive, but yet no dragging. But that's what I mean, kind of by middling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I think this is a good album. I think it's a band that's seeming to get a lot of traction. Get on them early, because when bands are like this, all it takes. Yes, there's 100 bands that get to this stage, and only one of them usually actually breaks out properly and gets huge.
And they've been putting out stuff since 2019. So, they've been steadily progressing.
Yeah.
All it would take for a band like this is for the bubble to just burst. And it'll be a big indie band.
And what was the quote you said in the chat, Ritz, that I think sums it up really nicely?
The one where I messaged Trix?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I said that I think I like my picks quite a lot. I'm proud of what I did. But I think the best of what I picked is not even as good as the worst of what Trix picked.
I think that sums it up pretty well as well.
Which means I picked some bangers this week.
I'm excited to talk about those.
And I have a 3-pack of bangers this week.
For favorites, least favorites on this, I'm just going to say favorites are Light Won't Shine Forever and Melancholy Cave. Least favorite is probably Buoyant.
I'll agree with those and also add on I Love I Want to Feel and favorites.
I'll agree with both of you.
Okay.
Right, so Trix, before we go into any of your albums this week, I will say that I think for every single one of the artists that you picked, this is probably their best album.
Honestly,
no.
You can disagree, Dominic. That wasn't the point.
I agree with like 2/3 of it. But there's...
I'm gonna guess you like Cave World more than Viagra Boys.
Correct.
Which is a valid opinion.
It is.
Where should we start with little 3-pack?
Let's talk about Viagra Boys.
Okay, Viagra Boys. I was listening to the singles as they released, and this kind of just came out. I picked all 3 of these albums because I'd been kind of going through some shit that week.
Yeah.
And like these were the albums that I just were like, oh, these capture my emotions for everything right now. And Viagra Boys kind of captures my apathetic, but yet still kind of caring aspect of how I've just been looking at the whole thing. And this thing bucks.
It's
Yeah, so Dominic, I want to explain my side of why I think this is the best Viagra Boys album.
Go ahead.
I think when it comes to the past couple of Viagra Boys albums, they have been good. But as full albums, it's taken a bit more time for me to kind of appreciate them as full records. And Cave World is a very strong second to this. However, this I didn't need any time for. I just instantly knew that after I finished it, that it completely fucked.
Like, I think Cave World is so strong and does so many cool things. This just feels like a light skimming of like what they do that's really cool, and I get kind of like I was reminded of how I felt about Cheek Face when we did it for the second time.
Okay.
Like, there's still cool stuff, and it still has their style, but outside of a couple tracks, I just don't feel like it hits anywhere near what Cave World was doing. Cave World was doing so many cool things.
I think this will grow on you.
Like, Punk rock loser, creepy crawlers, cognitive trade-off hypothesis. That alone is just a great 3-song stretch. Oh, could also fucking tack on Troglodyte to that. Nothing on Viagra Boys like hits that 4-song stretch for me.
I disagree because the opening to this album is an incredible fucking free-run stretch between Man Made of Meat, Bog Body, and Uno 2.
I just didn't really care for Bog Body. It's like, yeah, Man Made of Meat is alright. Uno 2 and Pyramid of Health, I like. And then...
I have a struggle over the past couple of years with lack of time that I've had to properly dive into lyrics. And this Viagra Boys album didn't need me to do that because it was so funny in what it was saying that I can just remember lyrics off the top of my head. The bog body, do you even know the difference between a bog and a swamp? In a bog you were pickled, in a swamp you would decompose. It's such a kind of wild moment to even be singing about. And it's those kind of wild moments that or weird lines that brought up that kind of make you go, what the fuck?
I'll agree with that.
Every time I'd play this in the kitchen...
I gotta go check that.
Yeah, every time I would play this in the kitchen, my coworkers would just go, "What the fuck are you listening to?"
But that's the thing. You know, there's the whole, that lyric was stupid or anything like that, but it's not what the fuck that lyric was stupid. It is, that was funny. That hit really hard. There shouldn't be any song in which I subscribe to your mum's OnlyFans. It should be anything but an overdone joke. But the context of the song in this opener, and then the way that it kind of divulges into the whole, I spend another $10 a month to talk with her in an AI chat program to put on the true truth of the joke being that he's an absolute loser.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what makes it all work, instead of it just being a shitty, quick, edgy joke. And, I mean, probably one of the big... I've seen some discourse and people have felt uncomfortable with with one of the lyrics in the opening song, and I just want to point out that the first ever album that I picked for this podcast, the first ever lines were,
yes.
I'm on a drug that killed River Phoenix. So when we talk about the Chandler Bing, Matthew Perry stuff, I am fully on board with this.
That's exactly what I thought of. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, this could really be something. And I wish I felt as strongly about the other songs as I do about Man Made of Meat.
Man Made of Meat is probably the absolute highlight of this album, but it's all good.
The Chandler Bing stuff, that's a moment.
Yes.
That's a moment.
It is.
And just even I'm a man that's made of meat, and you're on the internet looking at feet. Yeah, that's a fucking line. That's gonna fucking do it.
Pay for anything.
Clothes and food and drugs for free. If it was 1970,
yeah,
I'd have a job in a factory.
I mean, even though continue on to later in the album though, because I feel the first listen that you do for this, Man Made of Meat is made to be the first single. It's made to be the hit song of this.
Yeah,
that's
whether
or not it becomes a hit. That's regardless. But it's the one that's supposed to grab your most attention and everything. And yes, it's placed at the start of the album. But I feel the more that you go into this album, there's more that there is actual just catchier moments that happen on this. Uno 2 is just stuck in my head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I found a crouton underneath a futon.
Futon underneath a futon.
Futon, Mama said. I couldn't eat it because my teeth are raw gone.
Seemed like such a bitch when I talk about Swedish politics. Or maybe he's Australian and never really listen when he's talking about himself.
For those who don't understand, I didn't until Obvious has pointed out to me, that is a song that's supposed to be written from the perspective of his dog.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the whole thing about there's a line of see my veterinarian.
Yep.
It's clear now when you say that, but they also they tend to write such off the wall lyrics that it could make sense either way.
Yeah.
One of the other moments that's stuck in my fucking head ever since I first heard it was Waterboy, the spend all day at the nail salon. Living like this, you won't live long.
For me, it's from Pyramid of Health and said, They say my
yeah, Pyramid of
stomach's
Health
merely
starts to get
fried from eating cigarettes for breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking classic. I swear, Pyramid of Health. That song just starts to get into like fucking like the Earth isn't round; it's a pyramid. I swear, is a fucking line in that
Yes.
song.
It's very
Yeah, the world we
fitting.
live in isn't shaped like a sphere. It's the shape of a pyramid, or so I've learned. By the liquid I was given by the little green worm. Stood on the mountain and I turned to dust. The little green worm said I wasn't enough.
I think this is perfect given where at least we are in America right now with our health policies.
Yeah, the worm that drives RFK's brain.
Yep.
And the liquid is
Best
probably
in Show
methylene blue.
4 also,
Oh yeah.
Best in Show 4 also has a fucking classic moment. I got monkeypox in the 90s and I was sent to an institution where upon my arrival I introduced myself as one of the new therapists. I ended up working there for 3 to 4 months before I lost my medical license and I ended up back on the streets.
Yes.
Yeah.
That and River King. I really dug those last two songs quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like I do like when they try to go for like the sadder song, and it kind of depends on where they throw it. Sometimes it works really well at the end, sometimes in the middle, sometimes near the opening. Having it at the end, this one works because again they're so off the wall that at a certain point. There's all the wall at a certain point. It's like
policies also got some fucking classics.
Yeah.
Smoking crypto is bad for your health. I'm touching myself by the health food shelf. I'm selling drugs to the kids at the school. I'm up all night gooning to a picture of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just has some fucking off the wall lyrics that I feel like someone probably would have said, "Hey, do you think this is much and a bit too much?" And they've just gone, "Nah, it's great. It fucking hits."
I'd love to spend just like 15 minutes picking Sebastian's brain.
And I feel like Cheek Face is similar in that, part of the fun of Cheek Face is just the lyrics. And what kind of shit are they going to say next? This is a little more of the dour, more political end of the spectrum, but I feel like in some ways they are kind of similar.
Yeah.
This just happens.
Cheek Face is definitely quite cool.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not going to deny that. But this is the more post-punk, where that is the more comedy rock, kind of indie, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Cheek Face feels brighter. This feels more dark and intense. But they still kind of achieve a similar effect.
Yes.
And we haven't even gone into the instrumentation on this album or the production, which...
Oh, it's fucking
feels,
phenomenal
again,
as always.
It feels different to their past two albums. It's not like they've just copy-pasted, gone with a couple more lyrics and then called it a day. This feels like a fresh album. The only complaint I really have is the flow between Uno 2 and Pyramid of Health. I don't think really hits. I think it's a bit jarring. But it's not a single bad moment off this album. This is one of my favorite albums of the fucking year.
It's phenomenal.
I can't go that far. Like, I just feel like as a follow-up to the last album, this feels slight. This feels like it could be more. There's some really cool stuff here, but it just doesn't hit the same way for me.
Yeah.
Favorites for me off this.
Favorites, least favorites.
Yeah, Waterboy, Man Made of Meat, Uno 2. I don't have a least favorite off this.
Man Made of Meat.
Yeah, no least favorites.
Man Made of Meat, Uno 2, Best in Show 4, River King, least favorites. Probably Dirty Boys.
No least favorites. Favorites, I'm going to give a shout out to the Bog Buddy. Medicine for Horses. Pyramid of Health. Good shit.
All right. Now, oh god, let's just fucking talk about Phoneboy.
Okay.
Fucking Heartbreak Designer.
It's good. This is what I saw this released. I listened to it, and I'm like, and then my whole situation happened, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I found the soundtrack.
I did not.
After I heard the first song, I was like, "Am I listening to the right band?"
I did not expect like a fucking emo swerve.
It fucking works for them though.
It does. They do a really good job, not only incorporating like a more darker emo sound, but also a second singer.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, I was shocked by that as well. Like the more shoegazy, harsh production that was happening on this. Not to call this a shoegaze album, just it has those kind of vibes going onto it. Um, I feel like it still has the kind of same vocal performances from the main singer that was happening on the last Phoneboy as well. It was definitely a surprise, to say the least, but it is, yeah, a welcome surprise.
Like I
Yeah.
think every Phoneboy album I've liked, and I feel like they're some of the best at just kind of doing the classic pop rock kind of just thing.
Hmm.
Like they just strike me as a band that has some mainstream appeal that probably needs more. And the first album was cool. The second one was kind of the sophomore slump that was still interesting, but maybe not as good. And then this is like, yeah, this is probably beginning their like best era. I'm just like more creativity, more swings, and just like God, the fucking just variety of sound they do just from having that deeper, darker, just freer kind of uh choices.
Yeah. It's good shit.
Like I don't know another band that could really pull off like Wayside and then like something like the title track or fucking Oh My God.
No. Yeah.
Like there are just some really good like pop like releases and like some just nice cathartic moments that come with all of
And
that.
the hooks are hooky.
Yeah.
Like I keep coming back to "I Look Alive," which is the first single. But like the opening lines of "I look alive, but I feel like shit."
Yeah.
Total mood.
And yeah, it's just that there's something to it where it's like they are not as popular as they could be, and I feel like if they became that breakout hit, that people would really dig like the lyrics and like would really find something to latch onto.
Oh yeah.
Like in a way, it feels like they're
They post on TikTok and whatnot.
and like some of their songs have already broken 1 million views on this album. Like I Look Alive is over 1 million. Nothing else is quite that popular. Like Better Than You's 500,000, but like
Nothing like that on the YouTube side.
the original
Ah,
album, yeah, they're like there's yeah, they definitely have some listens in the millions. Like Nevermind is over 13 mil,
yes.
and
That's how I found them.
that's a fucking banger of a track.
Yes.
But I don't know. I feel like they're still treading water, still waiting for that TikTok moment to really hit.
Yeah. And I'm sure they'll get it.
Yeah, but artistically, this is the best yet.
It
Yep.
is.
A
Yeah,
nice,
I feel like compared this to Moving Out, which I probably felt the strongest on before this, that was a really good pop rock. You had a bit of that kind of pop punk vibes happening into it. So maybe the more emo train that they have in this isn't that crazy or out of the picture. But they haven't lost that skill that they had to make a good kind of pop punk album on this either.
No.
they're just like, oh, we
But they
seem
are
to
starting
like
to
emo
go
now.
into a sound that's probably but it's a sound that feels a bit more fresh, even if it isn't completely fresh. Going away
Absolutely.
from just a bit more bog
Yes.
standard and trying to like find your own sound is always a great path to go towards, even if the product would end up worse than previous stuff, which is definitely not the case here. This is their fucking best. But regardless of that, they've gone for a bit more experimentation, not to make it avant-garde, just experiment on their own sound. They haven't lost what made them good. That makes just the perfect moment in discography. I really recommend listening to this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone want to guess where they're most popular? What city has the highest listens?
It's gonna be some East Coast city.
It is Chicago.
Oh, Midwest.
Yep.
Dominic.
It's actually like quite the classic sprawl. Chicago, L.A., New York, Dallas, Atlanta.
All right.
Firmly American, but firmly also across the country.
Yeah.
My terrible take that I'm going to do on this is that I think this is a cheese sandwich still, though. It's not a blender in a way. There is enough variance on this, but when it comes to what would I pick as a favorite, I consider the quality of this to be a cheese sandwich.
I think
Consistent. It's not consistently peak or anything like that, but it's consistently good and it's consistently interesting.
I think Wayside as an opener is so interesting. Like it really sets the tone for how dark it'll sound at points. I think that's pretty strong. I also think OMG is just a great emotional release, cathartic kind of song. It just sounds really nice and it hits. I think those are my two favorites. My least favorite's probably Red Wine.
Favorites for me, I actually really like Better Than You. And the titular track Heartbreak Designer. It has some fun lyrics in it too with her father drinks enough to kill an elephant. He blames the rich, the poor, the trust that cover the government. He wonders why the kids stop showing up.
Yep.
Good fun shit. Really good album from Phoneboy. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then no one else has anything to say. That leads us to Death Hilarious, the new Pigs X7 album, which is probably my favorite by them.
It's definitely my favorite by them. I've obviously been following them since I discovered them around the release of Rain and Blood, or whatever the hell their first like official album was. Viscerals. And I listened to Land of Sleeper when it came out, and I wasn't as big a fan of it. But then this one came out, and I'm like, oh yes, this is the shit. They're doing the shit again. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember like Land of Sleeper was all right, but it was never.
It was all right, but it just wasn't as good as Viscerals, and I'm like, why would I cover it?
But we did. We did cover it.
Oh, we did.
Oh yeah, we did. We covered Land of Sleeper.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I just opened up a fucking mineral water.
Land of Sleeper was that was when we did Shaky Graves Anthology. Yeah. That's when we did Rebecca Black and Flume.
Reminder that I'm the only one who's seen Pigs X7 live.
No, Trix, you did pick it. You picked with the Shaky Graves Dead Stock Anthology.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't remember half the shit.
Yeah, Trix.
If you want me to make a Cajun chicken pasta, though, I can do that for you.
Trix, serious question. Did you know that you picked a stoner metal album with a rap feature on it when you were picking this?
I did.
Yeah,
I listened to this thing in its entirety before I picked it.
That caught me off guard, and I didn't expect it to work.
It works. It works very seamless.
So fucking well.
I mean, I know of LP. I've listened to Run the Jewels plenty of times in my life. I know it's a talented rapper and a talented producer, but this is a genre you don't get much crossover with, and usually metal and rap doesn't work that well.
Well, we covered the fucking Judgment Night.
Yeah, we covered.
I just said don't talk about Judgment Night. That was, even though I wasn't that as candidate, that is the exception, not the rule.
Hey,
fair enough.
Rally around the family with a pocket full of shells, you know.
Yeah.
But being, it's still not really something that's done with the stoner type of metal, and I want a full album of it. I want to see how far they can take that.
Yeah.
Like what I appreciate about this album is like they still have some of the like longer songs that metal this type is known for, but they also have some shorter ones.
Yeah.
And they kind of just
one of the longer ones as well as one of my favorites.
There is not a bad riff on this album.
No, there's not.
Oh, this is great. This Fox.
This is all like solid. What I like to call in a subgenre of riffs. This is like riff identification for myself. These are all like truck driving riffs.
Yeah. Like I was reminded of when we covered Slift last year, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's like the best Slift album. This is now the same thing for Pigs X7.
Yeah.
Except we all agree this time.
Sure. Some people were right, some people are wrong. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Wah. Yeah, no, this Trix, you've done enough work to be on my good books until the next time you pick Shaky Grapes.
Well, just so you know, next week. No, we're not doing Shaky
I was gonna say the same joke.
Yeah, this is you picked 3 good albums, and I was like, Viagra Boys, this is going to be good. Pigs. It'll probably be okay, but I'll probably be like, it's good to listen to, but not really memorable. And Phoneboy, I thought would have been a bit more same of the same, but no, we got 3 really interesting albums from artists that we had covered before. All 3 of them are contenders for what will probably be my top 25 again. I don't know if all 3 of them will make it, but they're all worthy of being in consideration. One of them, Viagra Boys, will probably be top 5.
2025 proves to be an interesting year for music so far.
It
Yeah,
does.
I feel like
we've had some good stuff.
last year we were kind of searching for that thing that was gonna hit. Like, you know, this year I feel like we already have like some good contenders, and we're just stocking up on the meat platter.
Hunting
Yeah.
season comes out pretty soon.
Oh yeah, there's still plenty of albums that are coming out that we'll have
There
to cover.
are.
You know, there's other EPs.
Within the next 2 weeks.
You know, Horse Cadaver's putting out their first EP soon. I definitely want to cover that. There's gonna be a lot of good shit this year.
Oh yeah, there is.
I think my favorite off this is The Worm.
The Worm is great.
Yeah, just as I was listening to it, I just went full on like, yeah, we're doing the air drums to this one. That just, I don't know, the riffs are great on this, but like that just fucked it away. That nothing else in this album did, and it's not to say that nothing else in this album fucked. It's just that really fucked.
I agree. I think also
like I'm building a kitchen music playlist. Spoilers. I'm trying to get like a good definition of kitchen music, and a couple of these tracks are going in.
I think it opens up really strongly with Blockage and Detroit. Those are just 2 great, just like mood setters.
Yeah.
And like the
Coyote Call is also great.
Yeah, the expansiveness of like Glib Tongue and the Worm, and then going to like Coyote Call and Toe Curler. It's just like this is a tapestry. It's a rich, complex, just like inked tapestry.
It's phenomenal.
It is 10:30 at my time, and I'm ready to call this episode.
I mean, yeah, we're there.
Let's call the episode. It's 8:30 a.m. I gotta get back to sleep.
Favorites are me, Glib Tongue, The Worm. Least favorites probably Coyote Call.
I like Blockage, Detroit, The Worm, Coyote Call. Glib Tongue also look really cool. Least favorite probably like Stitches.
No least favorites. Shout out to Glib Tongue, Coyote Call, and Collider.
Okay, let's rank it.
Yes.
You know what? I'm just gonna go from the top of everything here. I think it's probably Rookie Card. Then the Hey I Love You EP. I'm not gonna worry about the single because that just makes it harder. Then I'd probably put Floodlights. Then I'll put the split, then Floodlights, then the Your Arms Live, then Red Hill, then I would probably put Phoneboy, then Pigs X7, then Viagra Boys.
I'll go next. I'm kind of going to chunk this out. I'm going to start with Domino's Flush. And I think I'm going to throw the four-way at the bottom. Then Rookie Card. And then I'm going to throw... we'll go Your Arms Are My Cocoon. P.S.S. Or I'm just going to call it PSP Emulator.
Yeah.
I know I made that joke earlier, but that's all my brain can process right now. Friend Group from Hell. And then I'm going to go... I'm going to keep that as just one big chunk in my ratings.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to throw the Floodlights album at the bottom. I just wasn't really clicking with it. Then I'm gonna throw your chunk of EPs. Where's Randy?
That's the only EP
And
he
then I
has.
think I'm gonna go Viagra Boys, Phoneboy, and then Pigs X7 up top.
At the bottom for me, I'm gonna put Rookie Card. After that, I will put the Split. After that, I'm going to slot in Viagra Boys. Then we're gonna do P.S.S.U.S.S.P. Friend Group from Hell. Pigs X7. Where's Randy? Your Arms of My Cocoon. No, sorry, no. Viagra Boys, then Floodlights, then P.S.S.U.S.S.P. Then Where's Randy? Your Arms of My Cocoon. Pigs X7 somewhere in there, and then Phoneboys at the top.
Okay.
All right. Well, Trix got a universal #1 with 3 different albums,
Yes.
which means you didn't get a universal #1.
Honestly, I feel like the universal #1 across 3 different albums, and 3 people is more impressive than just one universal #1.
It certainly is rarer.
Yeah.
But what are we doing next
All right.
time?
Okay. I'll go first. We're going back to Dr. Dog. We're gonna continue along our quest to cover everything and anything Dr. Dog. And so we're going to re-listen to Psychedelic Swamp, but we're going to listen to the demo version.
Okay.
And because we've already listened to Psychedelic Swamp, we're going to listen to the first official Dr. Dog album, Toothbrush.
Man, I'm in a fucking other city for this. This is gonna be a lot of listening. I'll have to try and sneak in at work.
Is there like an official release of Psychedelic Swamp demos?
No, there is not. Is it on you? It's on YouTube. I'll link it later.
And then Toothbrush.
All right.
Okay.
Is that all?
I
Trix?
think it's already in the chat. Yes, that is all.
All right. I'll go next. Did you two know that We Will Look Back at You re-released their mixtape as a death pop version?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Well, we're not covering that. I'm picking 2 other things. We're doing Bread Club, and we're doing a band called Seville's, who released a little demo of them playing in a staircase, and it's currently the only thing they've got on Spotify. And it's not even under their proper name. It's under D Seville.
But their name is Seville's, and they're just called. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, and then I am choosing because we did Green Day recently, me and Trix, and I was like, what is the other Green Day-esque, Green Day adjacent band that we've covered before been up to? Let's go back to AFI. And so my choice is the Black Sails on the Sunset album. Also, though, they released. I want to talk about the trend that was like EPs that were released as like promos and like just like here's the album, but like 4 songs from it. So they also have a Black Sails EP that I want to cover too. That used to be for sale, used to be on Spotify, no longer is. So I've just put a YouTube playlist together. There's one track on there that is different, so we'll basically be talking about that plus the album. But I just want to talk about this idea of like, let's just put out an EP.
Stuff,
This weird promo thing that people used to do. So
Yeah.
I think that comes from a period of time that we are too young for, but we can get into it next week. Until then, I have been Redlin. I am about ready to fucking finally settle down in this little hotel because I'm gonna be up in a couple hours.
Fair enough. I have been Trix, and you can catch me dying somewhere in the kitchen.
And I'm in Dominic. You can catch us all on Dissonant Waves on YouTube, dissonantwaves.space. We're on Twitter, Blue Sky. And just so we have it on record again, we're covering Bread Club. We're covering D Seville/Sevilles. We're covering AFI. We're covering Dr. Dog, Psychedelic Swamp, and Toothbrush. The Black Sails EP and the Black Sails in the Sunset AFI, that is. That's going to be it for us. Have a wonderful time, everybody. Happy listening.
Goodbyes.
Bye-bye.